Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso at thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see here on our channel, our website, or social media. Reach out to me directly, tmosso at thewatchbox.com. Today, we're discussing an all-time great, one of the very few watches I advise people purchase if they're only going to buy one fine watch. This is the Zenith Chronomaster T, an El Primero triple calendar moon phase, 40 millimeters in stainless steel and chronometer certified. It's the best of everything. Throw it on the wrist and you can see the watch is easy to wear. 40 millimeters in diameter. It is 13 millimeters thick. From lug to lug, it's nice and compact at 46.4 millimeters with a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. Let's take a look at the hardware and software. I'm going to opine that you could wear this watch well on a wrist as small as 13 centimeters in circumference. Now, the strap is substantial. Alligator leather, large rectangular scale on the top, high gloss. You can see there's a sheer side showing the layers, a monotone stitch, and you'll note underneath it is calfskin, and it is a brand new Zenith factory strap, so you will be the first to crimp it or gouge it. Let's take a quick look at the deploying clasp. Zenith, cutting no corners. You can see this watch has been fit subsequent to its original manufacture with an upgraded clasp, and I know this because you could see that ceramic spring-loaded pin snaps were used. This watch, when originally manufactured, would have had a pin buckle. A full Zenith factory clasp has been added. You could see that ceramic pin snap technology that didn't exist when the watch was made. It's a double fold, and it's very crisp. Once it folds, you can see it is a twin trigger release with the swing arm incorporating a spring so it cannot accidentally pop open. This is a big upgrade as it adds value and it protects you against dropping your watch while donning or removing it bedside. These Chronomaster cases are famous. Fluted lugs and a triple domed bezel. They have a lot of character for their size, so they're outgoing without being outsized. You will note that some of the adjustments are made the moon phase and the day with pusher adjusters, and then the watch actually features a quick set system. Remember, it's an El Primero, so you pull it out 2 stops to operate the quick set, and the quick set system allows you to advance the date as well as the month. Of course, you got your moon phase and your day aperture style calendar, which I prefer, making it easier to read than a radial pointer on a tiny sub-register. You'll also note that the hands, which are polished Dauphine style, pop against the black dial base, and no expense spared applique indices and numerals rather than printed features. There's also a tachymeter outboard if you want to gauge the speed of an object over a fixed course, such as the start and the stop of a flying mile or a flying kilometer. The timepiece, Cosc certified. Not all versions of this watch were Cosc, so it's important to note that this one says chronometer on the dial. The lugs feature small perforations for your strap tool if you want to strap swap. Let's pop the deploying clasp off and take a look at the movement caliber 410Z. If you're wondering what the Z means, the escape wheel gained a few more teeth and its geometry changed in the late 90s. That's the difference between a 410 and a 410Z. You'll note there's a serial number in the rotor. This is another hallmark of the chronometer certified versions of this watch, which were discontinued after 2002. When you look at the case back one of these and you see a serial on the rotor, that means it is the chronometer. The El Primero, lateral clutch, column wheel, and one of the best looking lateral clutch chronographs. I have to say, not all automatic chronos let you see much of the mechanism. Whereas right here, I'm going to show you how this works. You could see the column wheel and you could see the lateral clutch. The column wheel ensures it is a very crisp actuating chronograph. Automatic winding bidirectional. It has a beat rate of 10 beats per second, 36,000 vibrations per hour, and a 52-hour power reserve. 31 joules like a standard El Primero. It's 30 meters water resistant, and of course the El Primero was famous for being the first announced automatic chronograph ever made back in 1969 for series production. Of course, it was in competition with the Heuer-Buren Breitling Chronomatic project and the Seiko 6139. Those actually got to market first, but El Primero was first with the press conference, so they get the nod. You can see that there are several different finishing techniques used. There's satination across the rotor and the wheels. There's engine turning on the bridges. Satination is used on the steel components of the chronograph, and then you'll also appreciate that there are both blued and polished screws, with blued screws, as you can see, being used for elements of physical assembly, and the polished screws are used for actually adjusting the mechanism. That's a cue for your watchmaker. Of course, the El Primero beats at 36,000 vibrations per hour, and the column wheel feel is world class. One of the best watches you can buy at any price from one of the best brands in the business with real heritage and history. This is the Zenith Chronomaster T El Primero triple calendar moon phase.